Hey, let's get back into it for a little bit. They just released an update, a patch. See if I can bring up some patch notes too. All right. Have to bring it over here. All right, so upcoming changes and improvements. Is this the most recent? December 16th. Okay, so gameplay features. Let me just full screen this. Okay, so we got gameplay features, trial of the Sekhmet, so we got the trials. That one is number 2. No, that's the first trial, actually. Yeah, that is the first one. Then we have endgame and monster balance. Character and item balance. Skill and support gem balance. Wicked. Yeah, Pog indeed. So let's read a little bit here for the trials. So players were finding trials particularly frustrating in close range, so we reworked how honor damage scales when in close range, as well as fixing an important bug that was causing players to take far too much honor damage from damage over time. So honor damage now scales down based on distance to enemies. When in close range, you'll take 35% less honor damage. That's nice. Tapering off as you are further away from monsters. Fix the bug where damage over time was dealing thrice as much. Is that 3 times as much? So thrice as much damage to honor as intended. On my mouse here. And fix the bug where honor resistances was only applying to 2/3 of that damage. This was confusing for us too. Skitter golems no longer use basic attacks and instead now just explode. Okay, Serpent Clan's burrow and ambush attack now has improved visual telegraphing and cannot be used from as far away. Volcanoes created by rattle cages, fissure, slam now last half the duration. Okay, so endgame monster balance. Generally, the balance in the endgame maps was more punishing than intended, so we've toned down the damage in a number of ways. And disabled a certain on-death effect where the telegraphing was not as clear as it should have been. So maps no longer have additional elemental resistance penalties inherently applied at tier 6 and tier 11 or higher maps, is now consistent across all of the endgame. Chaos damage now also scales less aggressively over the endgame. That's really good. Critical strikes from monsters now deal 40% less bonus damage. Lower the baseline monster density of breach encounters, primarily by reducing the frequency of the elite monsters appearing. Disable the volatile crystal modifier. Oh, disable the volatile crystals modifier. We'll revisit this in the future pending telegraphing improvements. Purple explosive created by the volatile plants modifier on rare monsters now deals significantly less damage. The Siphon's Flask charges modifier on monsters now drains 10 times less blast charges per second. This was unintentionally draining way too many charges. Okay, so these changes should generally result in an endgame that is much more survivable than before, and we will continue to address problematic cases as they arise. Character and item balance. So we've made charm modifiers on belts substantially more common and now appear at much lower levels. The of symbolism modifier now appears from level 23 onwards, and the inscription modifier now appears from level 64 onwards. What is it? The of symbolism modifier. Okay. Electrocute is now 25% harder to build up, but the damage penalty has been removed from the support gem. Added a new lightning damage and electrocute cluster to the passive tree in between the ranger and monk sections. Sweet. It is now more difficult to chain freeze enemies by reducing the amount of freeze buildup applied after a freeze has been applied. The Hunter's Talisman notable now grants +1 charm slot. The small passive skills leading up to it now grant the stat it formerly gave. So the small passive skills leading up to it now grant the stat it formerly gave. Okay. The charm helper text has been updated to indicate that you cannot have more than 3 charm slots unlocked, so that we can add more sources of it in the future. Cool. So nothing about warrior. Skill and support gem balance. Since launch, we've unfortunately had to nerf a few skills that were far too overpowered. How do we define overpowered? Basically, it's a situation in which a certain skill is so powerful that players feel no other method of playing the game is viable. Generally speaking, we are trying to do this in a way that doesn't make a build bad, but we can make mistakes. Ideally, any truly meta shifting changes will only happen at the same time as a content patch with a new league to play in. That doesn't mean we haven't been looking at underpowered skills and support gems. We've got a number of changes planned, which should improve some of these skills. The full list of changes will be in the patch notes, but here is a sample of what you can expect. So improvements to rolling slam. Oh, nice, there we go. This is about warrior. So improvements to rolling slam and all shield skills in the mace section. Improvements to bow skills. Okay. Bone spells. Crossbow skills. And some of the underachieving quarterstaff abilities. Alongside all of these skill gem improvements, we've also done a pass over the support gems. We've added 2 new supports and removed or lessened the penalties on many others. Oh. removed or lessened the penalties on many others. Okay, notably the fire, lightning, and cold exposure supports. Sweet. Added the tremors support gem, which can be used to give up to multiple more aftershocks to skills with a damage penalty. Added the bidding support gem, which can be used to give more damage to the command skills of supported minions. The fire exposure, lightning exposure, and cold exposure support gems no longer penalize damage of supported skills. They now have a mana cost multiplier of 120%. Let's see what else we got. There are also some notable nerfs to a few of the remaining overachieving skills. So skeletons. So this for like necro skeleton mages. A nerf to the damage over time component on very high levels of tornado and vine arrow. Okay. These were never intended to be dealing damage themselves, but more so act as a way for other skills to propagate damage. Magnetic salvo can now only use your stuck lightning arrows as opposed to those created by your party members. As we wind down for the holiday season, we wanted to thank you for all of our most successful launch so far. We could have not have done it without all of your support. A lot of our team will begin to take some much needed rest over the next few weeks, but we look forward to getting back in the new year refreshed and ready for an exciting year of development in 2025. Happy holiday, Exiles. Sick. Okay. Yes, everyone's like, yes, big W, log in. Very nice. That's what I'm talking about. Cool. Wicked. Alright, let's log in. I was gonna laugh. I was gonna say I can't fucking log in right now. I was just logged in for a second. That would have been really funny. Alright, what kind of map can we do here? Tier 1 map. I need to do 9 more of them. I'm not gonna finish that today though. All right. Okay, let's do this. Oh boy. I got a few in me. I really just wanted to see the update before I got off. It was supposed to be a short stream anyway.
Ancestors! Face me!
There we go. Nice, got Exile from that. Pretty sweet, I guess. Okay, I think they fixed it. I think you can put any map in and not have a problem now. Yeah. Let's try it again, I guess. I need to pick up a map. I got one right here. Traverse into it. Yeah, I think they fixed it. Fuck yeah. Sick. Fucking rights. Okay, I got one or two in me and then I'm getting off. I wasn't even gonna come back on. I just wanted to see patch notes and see how the update went. See if they fixed mapping.
Ancestors!
So I'll just finish this map, then I'm getting off. And we'll be back on tomorrow, hopefully earlier. Still gotta focus on myself too. Like none of this 24-hour fucking 48-hour bullshit. Nice.
Feel my wrath! I need more time.
So since they fixed trials, or like some of it at least, I think I can do that tomorrow. I'll start with the first trial tomorrow. See how that goes. Apparently, like, yeah, I already read the patch notes, but people were just losing honor insanely fast, even with high resistance. So used to using Molten Blast every time. Gotta use my Sunder too. Oh, the boss is that way? This way. Food time right after this. Go make some food, kill this boss, end the stream, and then make some food. Here we go.
Face me!
Oh boy. Jesus. Nice, leveled up too. What am I doing? Drop a hammer. There we go. Oh, he fucking walked out of the area. Get that slow barrier. Gotta hate that barrier. Come on, there we go. Here we go. Damage penetrates 7 fire resistance. Increased stun build up. Take that all day. Okay. All right, gonna teleport home and be off. Be back on tomorrow. Finally made it to maps. The torture is over. Did most of it solo too. Didn't just blast with a party and just go through the act in fucking 2 minutes. Trying to learn the game by myself too. Trying to read every single fucking skill, everything in the passive tree, figure out how these fucking skills work and how the support gems help the attack skills instead of just using a guide. It's really fun doing that. Frustrating at some points too, but my next warrior I make will definitely be someone else's build. Someone with like 100,000 hours in the game. Some shit like that. Next warrior though, but every time I make my first character, I'll always just use my own path. Try and get better that way.